This video, lasting about 15 minutes, introduces you to 10 English words sourced from 1100 Words You Need to Know by Bromberg and Melvin Gordon, a premier book for enhancing your vocabulary. The goal is to broaden your choice of words. This video is not just about their meanings or how you use them. My colleagues and I gonna share some cool techniques to help these words stick in your memory. So whether you're on your way to work, in the bathroom, or have a few spare moments, you can play this video and make the most of your time by enhancing your English vocabulary. At the end of this video, you will hear a short story from the book, using all the words we've talked about. So stay tuned until the very end and see if you can understand the paragraph.
The word for today is rampant. Rampant is an adjective. Rampant means something bad getting worse quickly and in an uncontrolled way. For example, the country has high unemployment and rampant inflation. The country has high unemployment and rampant inflation. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember rampant, imagine a lot of ants racing up a ramp, unstoppable and everywhere. This helps explain rampant, which means something that is spreading quickly and can't be controlled, like the ants taking over. Rampant, rampant, rampant. The word for today is inane. Inane is an adjective. Inane means something that is silly or stupid, lacking sense or meaning. It's often used to describe pointless or empty actions, statements, or ideas. Inane is used more in formal or literary contexts. For example, in sports, female athletes are often asked the type of inane, patronizing questions that would never be posed to men. In sports, female athletes are often asked the type of inane, patronizing questions that would never be posed to men. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word inane, you might think of in vain, which sounds similar. If something is done in vain, it's essentially pointless or without purpose, much like how inane describes actions or words that are senseless or foolish. This can help link the two concepts in your memory. Inane, inane, inane. The word for today is concur. Concur is a verb. Concur means to agree or to have the same opinion. It's not a word people use every day. You might hear it in legal settings, corporate board meetings, or among professionals who are affirming agreement on specific matters. For example, all military experts concur that Syria has significant air defense systems, which Libya did not. All military experts concur that Syria has significant air defense systems, which Libya did not. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word concur, you can think of it as con and occur. Con and occur. When opinions occur together or happen at the same time, people agree. So when two ideas concur, they are happening together, which means people are in agreement. This can help you link the word concur with agreeing or having the same opinion as someone else. Concur, concur, concur. The word for today is clandestine. Clandestine is an adjective. Clandestine means something that is done secretly or in a hidden way, usually because it's not allowed. For example, he has been having a clandestine affair with his secretary for 3 years. He has been having a clandestine affair with his secretary for 3 years. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word clandestine, you might think of clan and destine. Imagine a secretive clan that has a destiny they must keep hidden from the world. This imagery can help link the idea of a hidden, secretive purpose or activity with the word clandestine. Clandestine, clandestine, clandestine. The word for today is proctor. Proctor is both a noun and a verb. Proctor means someone who watches students during a test to make sure they follow the rules. For example, Miss Lee will be proctoring your chemistry exam today. If you need more paper, please ask the proctor. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember proctor is to associate it with protect order. Protect order. Think of a proctor as someone who protects the order and fairness of an exam by monitoring students and ensuring that everyone follows the rules. This association with maintaining order can help you remember the role of a proctor during tests. Proctor, proctor, proctor. The word for today is flagrant. Flagrant is an adjective. A flagrant action is shocking because it is done in a way that is easily noticed and shows no respect for laws or truth. For example, his flagrant disregard for traffic laws resulted in a hefty fine. There was a flagrant violation of company policy when he decided to falsify the records. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember flagrant, think of it as flagrant. Flagrant. Picture someone making a loud, obvious rant under a big flag, drawing everyone's attention. This image helps explain that flagrant means actions that are very clear and openly wrong, just like it would be hard to ignore someone loudly complaining under a big flag. Flagrant, flagrant, flagrant. The word for today is admonish. Admonish is a verb. Admonish means to firmly tell someone they did something wrong, to help them improve or avoid making the same mistake again. The word admonish is mostly used in formal situations to tell someone they need to improve their behavior. It's not a word people use a lot in everyday chat. For example, the judge admonished the attorney for badgering a witness. The judge admonished the attorney for badgering a witness. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word admonish, you can think of it as admonish. Imagine an advertisement, ad, that warns or gives advice about monitoring, mon from monitor behavior. This can help you recall that admonish involves giving a warning or reprimand to someone to guide or correct their actions. Admonish, admonish, admonish. The word for today is duress. Duress is a noun. Duress means threats or force that are used to make somebody do something. The word duress isn't used very often in everyday talk, but you might hear it more in legal situations. For example, he claimed that he signed the confession under duress. He claimed that he signed the confession under duress. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word duress, you might think of it as due to stress. Due to stress. Think of someone who has to do something he wouldn't normally do due to the stress he gets from his boss. This image of stress can help you remember that duress refers to being forced or pressured into doing something against your will. Due to stress, duress. Due to stress, duress. Due to stress, duress. The word for today is culprit. Culprit is a noun. Culprit means a person who is responsible for a crime or other misdeed. For example, police hope the public will help them find the culprits. Police hope the public will help them find the culprits. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember the word culprit, think of call print. Call print. Picture a scenario where someone shouts, "Call the one who left this print." This way you link the sounds of culprit to the action of identifying someone who left their prints at a crime scene. Remembering culprit as someone you call out for leaving their print behind can make the term stick in your memory more effectively. Culprit, culprit, culprit. The word for today is inexorable. Inexorable is an adjective. Inexorable means something that cannot be stopped or changed. It's like when something is going to happen no matter what. The word inexorable is not commonly used in everyday conversation among native English speakers. It tends to appear more frequently in formal writing, literature, and academic contexts. For example, the population's inexorable movement from rural areas to urban centers has intensified city congestion and housing demands. The population's inexorable movement from rural areas to urban centers has intensified city congestion and housing demands. Any tricks to remember this word? To remember inexorable, break it down into in and exorable. The prefix "en" means not. Exorable is less common but relates to something that can be persuaded or moved by pleading. To remember exorable, break it down into ex and orable. The prefix x can be thought of as indicating movement outward or away, as in exit or expel. The suffix orable is similar to adorable or favorable, suggesting something that can be affected or influenced. Together, inexorable refers to something that can be moved or persuaded outwardly or away from its current stance. So inexorable means something that cannot be stopped or changed. Inexorable, inexorable, inexorable. Now let's read a short story that uses all the words we've learned today to see if you understand the story's meaning. During my first weeks at the new school, I observed that cheating was rampant. I had always considered it rather inane to cheat on a test because of my code of ethics, and because so much was at stake. Apparently, the other students didn't concur. In fact, even the presence of a proctor did not intimidate them. Far from being a clandestine activity, the cheating was open and obvious. Mr. Dorsey, our new principal, determined to do something about the flagrant cheating at our high school. He issued bulletins and began to admonish those teachers who did not proctor alertly. Under duress, the faculty reported the names of the culprits. Several cheat sheets were turned in as tangible evidence of the offense. Mr. Dorsey's inexorable campaign against the wrongdoers seemed to be paying off. Okay, now I'll explain the short story again using simpler words. When I started at my new school, I noticed that a lot of students were cheating. I've always thought cheating on tests was silly because it goes against my values and it's risky. But it seemed like the other students didn't agree with me. They weren't even scared when there was someone watching to stop them. Instead of hiding it, they were cheating openly for everyone to see. Mr. Dorsey, our new principal, decided to take action against the widespread cheating at our high school. He sent out notices and started warning teachers to watch more closely during tests. With pressure from him, teachers began telling on the students who were cheating. Some cheat sheets were handed over as proof of what was going on. Mr. Dorsey's determined effort to stop the cheaters seemed to be working. Did you catch that? If not, keep listening. I'm sure you'll be able to grasp it soon. Meanwhile, this is the end of this video. I hope you have learned something useful, and that the methods I used to help you remember the words were helpful. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. If you have another way of memorizing any of these words, please leave your comments so that we can learn from you too. Thanks.